Welcome to the Bite Size Brilliance podcast. I'm your host, Dr. April Darley, and today I want to talk about how to find stability and balance within change. So, all of us know that change is necessary, but we also know that, we don't always like it. It's not very comfortable. Sometimes it's not even what we wanted. Change was forced upon us because we did not be proactive. We were not proactive to change ourselves, right? And if you don't move, the universe has a way of moving you when we have stayed in one place too long. So, change, but I want to talk about the change that comes when you actually want to do it. When you're motivated, you have a great, strong why, you know that it's time. And I'm going to use dietary change as a great example of that, or religious change. So, what you see in both religions and diet is that when someone is passionate about it, they're going to try to do a lot of things all at once. And there's this thing your brain does that says, there are so many moving parts and pieces to this that I need to do it perfectly. Like, I need to perfectly cut out gluten, dairy, soy, wheat, citrus, nuts, right? Or whatever that dietary thing is for you. And then for someone who is finding that new religion that they're passionate about, they may be the ones that are like, I'm going to go to church like on Wednesday nights and Sundays, and then Bible studies and visits. And that is a great recipe for burnout. Because although I admire the passion and the enthusiasm, if you look at things as a pendulum, so if you went from eating McDonald's to now eating super clean and being really trying to do it perfect, it's overwhelming and it's not sustainable. And this is where you get burnout and disappointment because perfection doesn't exist, right? You may accidentally eat something you're not supposed to, or get a craving one day and there it went. And then you might beat yourself up because you ate something and you were doing so good, right? Or you got sick and had to miss Wednesday night church and it makes you feel some kind of way. So when you're in the midst of making change, you want to be on the lookout for these big pendulum swings. So you don't want to go from one extreme to the other because it's not sustainable. Slow and steady really does win the race. That's great advice. Right? Think about that tortoise and hare tale, right? Because it's baby steps that teach your brain that you're not going to die, that your new way of life is doable and enjoyable because your brain needs to see evidence that you can do it so that it's more readily able to embrace bigger changes. But first, you have to show it small wins. You're familiar with that phrase in business is small wins. You want to give someone a quick, actionable, small win that gives them a little boost. And that little boost, that evidence, that victory is enough for you to take the next small step and get your next small win. And then you get more comfortable stretching yourself to go up one level, two levels, but you're not trying to jump from 0 to 10 levels because your brain will view that as an unsafe situation and it really likes to shut those down. It really likes to shut something too familiar down because what you're going to be doing is fighting against what you have established as your default. So if you have established you work late hours and then you go get some sort of takeout after work, that takeout could have whatever in it, dairy, soy, wheat, all the things. And then you've decided to clean up your health, but you're still working long hours. You're going to have to replace that takeout with something else. And you're going to have to learn new skills and learn new strategies and implement those new strategies to get the outcome that you want. So it's a lot of moving parts and pieces. And your brain is going to try to tell you, easier, just go to the takeout place. Just do what you've done. And you may listen to that sometimes and take, one step forward and a step back. But it's consistency and understanding that baby steps are going to win. You don't have to be perfect, but keep in mind what you want to accomplish, why you want to accomplish this, so that you can bring some logic to that voice that's trying to tell you to retreat back into your comfort zone. So it's stretching yourself, but in a way that you're not going to stretch yourself out or burn yourself out, trying to do everything at once and all perfect. Baby steps are okay. And you want to watch that mood swing, watch that pendulum swing, that tendency in yourself. And high achievers, especially hustlers, you you probably know what I'm talking about. If you reach this point of burnout, you take a break, a vacation, you heal. When you get back to work, you're going to have to fight the temptation that's going to tell you go hustle again. Because if you don't fight that, you're going to be right back where you started in X amount of time. So when you want to create a life that is different from the one that you have previously led, you need to show baby step evidence with consistency to support and build a new foundation that is stable. So I use this system with my clients. It's called Simplify, Stabilize, Strategize. So smart people like to overcomplicate things. If you didn't know this, surprise! If you're a very intelligent person listening to this, there is some area of your life where you are working harder and not smarter, despite how intelligent you are right now. So the first thing you want to look at is, where are you spinning your wheels? Where are you putting a lot of effort in that's not yielding a lot of results? Because you're working harder, you're not working smarter. There's too many balls in the air, so we need to bring that down and simplify. So, using the diet example, I wouldn't have you cut dairy, soy, nuts, gluten, shellfish, citrus all at once. I'm going to have you choose one thing and do that for a week or two so your brain can see that you don't die. And then we're going to add something else on top of it. And you're going to see that, oh, I can eat food. There's plenty of food out there that's not wheat, dairy, corn, soy, etc. Because you need to prove to yourself, I can do this. So simplify. We're going to strip things back. And then we're going to stabilize. And what I mean by stabilize is really emotionally stabilize yourself. It's stabilizing the tendency that we have to go from 0 to 60, all or nothing. And we want to stabilize whatever feeling is coming up for you. It could be fear that there will be nothing for you to eat if you cut these things out, or fear that if you miss a church session, then you're going to backslide and it'll be a very terrible outcome, right? So we need to tackle whatever fears coming up, whatever stories are coming up, and stabilize your emotional outlook. And then we're going to strategize. What is the best way forward? When we've stripped things back, stabilized, what is the best strategy that works with the way you live your life? So that is what I do privately with my one-to-one clients. And I do this in a very unique way that teaches you how to work with your brain's natural design instead of against it. Because here are three big objections. And if you're in the business world, you know this. People will tell you they don't have enough time, they don't have enough money, or that it's too hard. And if they don't straight out tell you that, they're worried about it and they're thinking about it. So if you're going to overcome objections, it's really these big three: time, money, and is it hard? Is it going to be comfortable? Is it going to make me do things I don't want to do? Right? The answer is yes to all of those, but it's about you figuring out that you're not going to die. And there's a way to simplify, stabilize, and strategize the way forward that's not going to be so uncomfortable you stop, and to feel so bad that you don't try to stretch yourself to grow. And it's that balance, that ballet of all these parts and pieces that we're going to put together for you. And I serve as your guide to help you do that. So you don't have to go it alone. And that system will help you show, where's the sabotage popping up? Why do you have this story? Where do you think that this is hard? Or why has it been hard? And let's look at that to see if we can simplify that, stabilize. But it's all about the strategize at the end, my friends. So if this sounds intriguing to you and you want to learn a little bit more, head over to aprildarley.com and book a free 20-minute phone consultation with me, and we will talk about anything that you want to do, running it through this system, and how your life can be better when you learn to work with your natural self instead of against yourself. Because resistance does not have to be a major part of your life when you figure out a few simple tricks. All right, my friends, I'm wishing you so much love and success. Until next week, goodbye.